Hi.
How you doing?
I'm okay, how are you? Awesome. Yee. So, hi guys. My name is Kevin Strybosch. I was born on September 23rd, 1992, with hemiplegia, or cerebral palsy, CP for short. I was diagnosed at the ripe age of 6 months old at Thames Valley Children's Center. I had several years of physiotherapy there, and I wore many casts made in their casting department. I now attend a course, or a class, more or less, called Abilities Connections. That puts me in touch with other disabled teens and lets me tell my story at events like this. That's me throwing discus. The most important aspect of my life right now, as you can see, is probably sports. 4 years ago, I met a man named Dave Gregg. He asked me if I would like to get involved in the Paralympics in track and field. Of course I said yes. I was eager and I love sports. Within a week of meeting Dave, I was at my first track meet. I remember that track meet so well. I was so nervous. I competed in 4 events: javelin, which I'd never thrown before, shot put, long jump, and 400 meter. I made it to the provincials in 3 of those events. Since then, my events have changed to strictly throwing, so javelin, shot put, and discus. Last year, I threw personal best in all 3 of my events. I made it to the national stage and became national champion in discus and shot put. Thank you. Last year I also started training with Olympian Jason Tunks. I don't know if anybody knows of him, but he's a 16-time Canadian champion, a 3-time Olympian, and he also holds the national Canadian record for discus. Yeah, he's a big deal. I also just started playing sit-down volleyball for Team Canada. And sit-down volleyball is pretty much like volleyball, but you sit on the ground and play volleyball. It was nerve-wracking at first, I'm not gonna lie, like being on a team with a bunch of new people that I didn't know before. But as I got to more camps and started to get to know them better, I became more relaxed. There's my team actually. And that makes me a better player. Being involved with both sports has allowed me to meet many more people with a disability. They inspire me and amaze me to see them compete at such a high level that they do. When you put your mind to it, you can achieve greatness. When I think of a person with a disability that is a role model or somebody that I can look up to, I think of 2 people, Rick Hansen and Terry Fox. We all know what Rick did for disabled people all around the world. The other night, I was watching a show called The Rick Mercer Report, and there was Rick, bungee jumping off a bridge in his wheelchair, even though people said that he couldn't. That is truly amazing. The other person, Terry Fox, is also a very inspiring person. We all know what he did for cancer research. We also all know what he did for disabled people all around the world. He showed people what we could do. Living with a disability is sometimes a struggle. Mostly what I struggle with are the small things, like cutting meat, tying shoelaces, putting on gloves, and clothing with zippers. Sometimes people even stare at the way I walk, but I don't let that get me down. We all have our own struggles that we have to deal with in our lives. Some are just more visible. We all have to get out there and do the things we want to do, regardless of our struggles. And we cannot let our struggles slow us down. In conclusion, my disability has offered me some excellent new opportunities for adventure and travel. And Thames Valley Children's Center has always been there every step of the way, just to make my life a little bit easier. They're the best at what they do, and we should be proud to have them in London. I will hopefully continue down my sport of track and field and volleyball, and hope to someday represent our country at a Paralympic Games. I hope I've inspired you and I hope that I can be a role model for people in the future with a disability. Thank you.